Hi guys, it's your boy HowTube. First video ever doing this right here, right now. HowTube today is gonna show you how to write very simple Java programs. Now today I'm gonna do a fairly simple tutorial on how to do a very simple mathematical calculation. Very easy. So you guys should already know how to install it, or I might make one, or well, you can watch another one and find out how to do it. So I've got ADT because I do a lot of work on Android applications, so you can use ADT or you can use Eclipse, any version to do Java. So I'm very sorry about my voice, by the way. I'm really sick, got a strong flu, but anyway, we'll get on with it. What you want to do first is go into File, the same way in an Eclipse, really, there's not much difference. Go into New, File, and Java Project. Again, we're not doing an Android project, we're doing a Java project. So give it a name. I'm going to say Java Numerical Output Tutorial. Very long name, but hey, don't hate. So just keep everything as it is. You don't need to change anything. So just keep everything the same unless you got your own settings. So that's fine. Click finish. So now you'll see here that your folder is being created. Of course you can't do any programming on that because within the source folder you need a class. So where you can do that is if you right click on source and go on new and click on class. Without a Java class, you really can't do anything. A Java program cannot run without a class. You need a class. It's obvious. You know, you can't read a book without its pages within them. Same way you can't write a Java program without a class. Very simple. So give it a simple name. I might say something like Java number tutorial. I don't care about the spelling, I just want to get it done. So it's always a good idea to use capital letters in your names of your classes. It's a smart thing to do for Java, and it's recommended, highly recommended. Right, so you also need this method, which is called a public static void method, and I'll explain why later. And just keep the same setting that I've got here in inherited abstract methods. You need that as well. And keep it public. And there's a difference of what's public and what's not, but we'll get into that later in another video. But this is what it is. And you click finish. So now you got it here. But I made a small mistake. You do really need this. It's a good practice in Java to do so. Is to name your package. So what I'm gonna do here is, okay, we'll do this again so that you get the proper way, a Java way to do it properly without any problems. A package is something that holds all of your codes inside your project, separates them by source. So what you do, you go into new package, call it Java output number. Just call it whatever you want. I'm calling this. So finish. There's my package. I don't know why this one didn't delete. It was supposed to delete. Yes. Fine, don't go. Anyway, so what you do in here now, you right click and you create the new class. So what you do is you Java number tutorial. Right? Remember, keep the same settings, click finish. And now you can see your package is created. Even though you didn't need to name it and everything, it doesn't really matter. Well, it does if you're making a large application and so on and so forth. It helps to make an appropriate output number. So we've got our Java name here. Yep. Sorry. And we've got our class name, which is Java number tutorial, and we don't really need this. You can take this out. This is just you know, commenting that they've done. And public static void main represents the main method throughout your whole application. This is where your methods, your main method is going to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set some variables. Alright, so since we're doing numbers, we're dealing with numbers, so I'm gonna use okay, so let's say we're making we're can't even spell properly today. We're making a sweet shop. Let's make a sweet shop. Why not? Okay, so we're gonna use this thing in Java which is called double. Using this helps you to use decimal numbers, or you can even use this int, whatever. Int means integer, which means a number in its own. But since we're making a sweet shop, we want to use the correct numerical values. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write double, and then I'm going to write amount. So this is how much it's going to cost, and that's my variable. Again, forgive me for my coughing. You see here it says that the value of the local variable amount is not used. We haven't actually used this variable amount anywhere, so obviously it's going to say that. So let's give amount a value. So let's say amount, which is our value variable, which we made already, equals to I don't know, £6, £67. So that's my variable set. I've given my my amount variable a number. Very simple. So let me just tidy that up. I've given it a numerical value. So what we do now is we say amount equals amount plus let's say that the sweet is worth £6.76, for example. Very expensive sweet though. But I want to add a small charge on there, a buying fee, just for example, of £1 of £1.20. Okay, so we got a sweet worth you know the number, and then we're adding a buying fee, or let's say interest, I don't know, think whatever you guys want to, it's up to you, of £1.20. So what we're saying is that amount, which already equals to £6.76, I want the amount that's been defined to add with £1.20. So what we do here is now we're going to use this. We're going to say system.out.print, okay, and say your sweet will cost, and then we can put the pound sign and close the invert the commas, put a bracket, it's already there for us, and close the statement. So system.out.print allows you to see output. If you don't have this, you won't be able to have any output. Obviously you need that, it's very important. And similarly, these inverted commas are used to add lines of text, of string, of anything really. You can write numbers or whatever. So this is what that's going to be output. That's going to be shown in the output. And then we're going to close the statement using this, the semicolon. Oh, not semicolon, you know, the end statement. So then what we're going to do is we're going to say system.out.print again. But then we're going to write amount, because we want them to show the amount, which is the total amount, the answer. You can even figure it out now, but just for the sake of it. So what we do again, we do system dot out dot print. Now let's add some words in there. So let's say so this space here is for the answer of whatever the total cost is going to be. So let's say is going to be charged from you, and close the statement. Why have we got an error? Because we forgot to close the inverted brackets. So now we've closed that. So how do I test that it's working? Is you just highlight, remember, always press save, remember. So what you want to do is go here. There's usually an easier way to do this, is you go on this little arrow here, right, and and just click on this button here, and that will run your program. And it says your suite will cost £7.97 and is going to be okay. So obviously I've done something dodgy here. So rather than saying your suite will, which makes absolutely no sense, so my bad from my part. So at least we got the answer. It says your suite will cost £7.96. And here you can write something funny. You could write, I don't know, have fun, yo. It doesn't really matter, just have fun with it. It says there, have fun, yo. So that's how you do a very simple mathematical calculation in Java. So you guys can use this code, play around with it, do what you will, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Keep it locked with HowTube and with myself, and peace. See you later.